Hi, today we're going to talk about solving trigonometric equations using inverses. So here's the inverse trig functions. They are bounded a very specific way. If you notice, this one is between negative pi over 2 and pi over 2. The domain is negative 1 to 1. In other words, you cannot go outside of negative 1 and 1. And you can look at all these. So basically, they're going to stay within these boundaries no matter what. So that's going to come into account because we're going to look at them depending on which quadrant they're in and things like that, which I'll talk about in a little bit. So, for example, what is the inverse sine of half? So the easiest way to do this is actually just to use your unit circle. So if we take a look at when is sine 1/2, well, we have it at 30. And we have it at 150. And that's your answers. That's it. That's all you do. If you type in a calculator, it will pop out 30, but it will miss the 150. And the reason that it's in those ones is because that's when 1/2 is positive. If 1/2 is negative, then it's a totally different answer. Go ahead and try this one. Try this one. Try this one. Okay, let's find all the values with a given trigonometric value. So the way we do this one is we're going to go ahead and just use the calculator. So if cosine, we're going to do the inverse cosine of 0.57 in the calculator. When you do that, you end up with 55.25. So what that means is that's in this angle right here is 55.25. 0.57 is positive. Now, since cosine has x is positive here, cosine's positive here, and here, we have to find this angle too. And the way we do that is we just take this as a reference angle, so we just go 360 minus 55.25. And if we do that, we get 304.75. So this angle right here is 55.25. This angle here is also 55.25. So I just subtracted from 360 to find that. I use it as a reference angle, if you will. Go ahead and try this problem. Try this problem. So let's do the same thing, but now with tangent. Now tangent is a different one. So we do the inverse tan, and I would just do it of, you can do it of negative, 0.35. If you type that in a calculator, it will give you 160.71, which is true because tangent is negative whenever they're opposites. So this is negative positive here, so that's when tan is negative, and positive negative here. So 160 is in here. So 160.71 is this angle. So we got to find it, what is it in this angle? Well, all we got to do is add 180 to it. And if we add 180 to it, we get 340.71. Because the other angle will be right here. So with tan, once you get one, just add 180 and you get the other one for free in general. Go ahead and try this one. Now that we have a basic understanding there, we can actually solve equations. So we're going to combine like terms, and then we're going to solve for this. But this time we're going to go in radians. So a little bit different, but it's not terrible. Actually, I think I'm going to stick with degrees. All this means is 0 to 360. That's all it means. So we're going to subtract 3 from 6. So we get 3 sine theta equals 2. divide by 2, or by 3, excuse me. So sine theta equals 2/3. Now we do the inverse sine of 2/3. Now we're going to have two answers because sine is, this is positive. So we know we have to deal with quadrant 1 and 2. So the way we do this, real simple, we just plug this in the equation. Into the calculator, we get 41.8 degrees. So we know it's in this at 41.8 degrees. But we also know it's over here at 41.8 degrees because that's when sine is positive. So all we got to do is subtract this from 180. So 180 minus 41.8, and that gives us our other answer, which is 138.2. And from there, you can convert to radians if you wish. It's up to you. Go ahead and try this problem. Try this problem.